Hey, Doogie! How was the ignition done on, like, the first gasoline engines?
Well, the very first gasoline engines, it was a magneto.
Okay, so they started with a magneto, and then they went to...
Points.
Okay. And then they went to...
Digital ignition at that point.
Okay, so there's been 3 different fundamental generational evolutions in the history of ignition. Okay. But this is still the standard 4-cycle auto internal combustion engine.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how were the valves done in the very first engine? To actuate the valves open and close. Did they have camshafts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
because I've seen
like an eccentric
thing. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I've seen like hit and miss engines, and it's the same kind of thing. It's cams and cogs and gears and shit.
Yeah, and the one funny valve with just the spring or whatever.
Yeah. Here's my idea. Why not? Because you were talking about yesterday, the limiting factor on an engine for speed is the valve train.
Yes.
Because you get valve float.
Usually, yes.
All right. Let me make sure I got this right, because I'm not 100%. Flip that over if you would, please. All right. In this engine, the valve is a poppet-style valve,
Yep.
a little mushroom cap.
Yep.
And the valve is held backwards under spring tension with a keeper and all that shit.
Yep.
So it wants to go to rest on its own. So the valve is normally closed.
Yes.
A cam with an eccentric lobe comes along and pushes the valve down, and by changing the shape of the lobe of the cam, you control the duration and the height of the valve, which controls the passage of
Yes.
either. Okay, cool. Why not? Instead of using this 100-year-old bullshit technology, which requires cams and belts and pulleys and all this shit, there's already a computer on the car that controls the ignition timing.
Yeah.
It's a simple, real-time embedded computer that does this.
You want to do it with solenoids?
Yeah! Why not just throw this whole fucking thing away and just do it with solenoids? Why are they not doing this? Why is this not a standard? Because then you could map it, you could change it, it would work.
I've seen
you could
IndyCar
control
engines with that.
height, you could control duration. Why is this not standard technology? What's the problem? What's the limiting factor? And why aren't we making experimental heads doing this? Because you could just mill all this shit off and throw away. You could get rid of like 20, 30 pounds of engine weight easily, maybe 50, if you just got rid of all that bullshit and just replace it with solenoids. And the solenoids are going to be faster. God knows what the upper RPM limit's going to be. The solenoids are going to be way faster.
There is a lot of benefits to it, but your biggest enemies are going to be heat.
Why?
Because this is going to be a couple 100 degrees
So?
all the time.
So?
I mean, yeah, I guess there's no electronics in there. So as
It's
long
just a
as
solenoid. You know, go put your hand on the motor on the fucking bandsaw and see how hot that thing goes. High temperature electronics is easy. Besides, the fucking engine's completely wrapped in a wiring harness. That all does it. It's silicone insulation and no problem. This is easy.
Yeah, I've seen it done on IndyCar stuff. I personally think it's kind of an overcomplicated way to do it.
It's a simpler way to do it. It's easier. It's more reliable.
From a mechanical aspect and maybe an engineering standpoint, yes.
Okay, so from a mechanical aspect and an engineering standpoint, it's easier. What's the problem? In what way is
Reliability.
this more It's one moving fucking part. How more reliable do you? It's a
It's
valve.
one moving part for every valve.
So
that's 24 moving parts in this engine.
okay, so you've already got 24 moving parts for each valve, times 24 more for each spring, times 24 with the hats and the keepers and the midgets and the fucking bunnies and everything else that you've got in there. And it all requires lubrication. It all wears out.
I thought of a different way to handle that.
What?
Rotary valve.
That's not a bad idea. That's a good. But now you're down to one moving part per train. You might be able to get one moving part per whole cylinder
The
block.
camshaft, instead of eccentrics, it's a bunch of spheres. And the sphere has a port on the outside circumference of it, and it has a port in the side. And the port on the side connects to
I wouldn't even do it as a
port,
sphere.
And the port on the outside circumference connects to the combustion chamber.
I wouldn't even do it as a sphere. I'd do it as one cylinder, one long cylinder with ports, because you can cut. Think of the valves in a trumpet.
Yeah.
Look at a valve out of a trumpet.
Yeah,
and
it's like the tube with the holes on the side.
Yeah, you could do that, and that's a good idea. It's not as good as solenoids, but it's a good idea.
Well,
actually is totally as good. So it's just a mechanical solution.
Yeah, it's just
But
as good.
why are we still using this shit when... Because I'm not a smart guy in this. I know fuck all about engines. I know how they work, but I can't do what you can do with it. And if I can think this up, and I'm a fucking muppet, other people can think this up, and why aren't we doing this?
Well, other people have played with solenoids as valve train before, but it's interesting that I haven't seen like the rotary valves. And the company that actually owns the patent on that,
could make that.
it's a huge buy-in. Like you have to have $250,000 before they'll even talk to you, and you have to send them all your designs.
That's live VDI tooling stuff. We can do that.
Oh yeah. It's not the first time I've.
But I'm not the first person to think
it.
of this.
No,
with the cylinder. I might want to do it. I'm interested. I want to learn more about this. I'm just sitting there like.
Ditching the poppet valve altogether is perfect, because when you have something protruding into the combustion chamber, like the exhaust valve, it's sticking into the combustion chamber for the duration that it's open.
Motherfucker! I didn't even think of that.
All that heat goes into the valve.
You don't need the poppet valve, but
you could actually get detonation.
You don't need the poppet valve, but you kind of
need
need the poppet valve. Because if you don't have the poppet valve, you just have a tube going, like, let's say you put all the solenoid valves up here and you just had tubes coming out.
Yeah.
Your problem is that whole area becomes a combustion changer. Now you have a much bigger area that you have to compress by increasing the volume, because the combustion chamber volume at the top dead center is very, very tiny space.
Yes.
And if you have all this extra space, you have to have more stroke to counteract that, because you got to be able to still get up to the same high compression.
You might have to make a custom set of pistons, but in the same way that the pistons for this engine have little release in them, so the valves can like pop out and go into the piston a little bit.
Okay.
You can just make the piston a dome shape. So if we used your cylinder tube idea, you could actually have the piston have like a curve in the top of it. Okay. So every other area of that quench area is occupied by piston, except for that tiny little bit below that tube that rotates. That's the rotary valve.
We need to do this. That's a good idea. See, I'm thinking shit out. I'm glad somebody else thought it.
Coates rotary valves.
Coates? How do you spell it?
C-O-A-T-E-S.
Okay. Coates rotary valves.
They make a kit for small block Ford or small block Chevy.
Yeah.
They took a Ford crate motor, took it out of the box, took the cylinder heads, threw them away. Put their cylinder head kit on it, which is rotary valve heads.
Okay.
It made 550 horsepower at 14,500 RPM.
Okay.
Doing nothing else. And because...
Why are they not selling these by the fucktillions?
It's $15,000 for the heads.
Yeah, but that's all you have to do is change the heads, and the horsepower goes up and the RPM goes up.
Yeah, well, and there's like some timing chain shit, you know, because the stock small block, the camshaft is in the middle of the engine. It's not on the cylinder head.
Okay.
But yeah, $15,000 is a pair of cylinder heads, the timing covers, the chains, and everything.
Do they do the work? Like you just send them the engine, or
no?
No. Okay.
That's if you put the cylinder heads on. But there isn't that much to it.
No.
At that point, there's hardly any parts. And their cylinder head package, they've actually eliminated lubricating oil from the heads altogether. Wow. They use carbon ceramic bearings.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So they did a really good job with that. And because you don't have to have all of this support structure, the spring, the head, and the zippers and everything, they're able to take like 2 inches off the height of the cylinder head.
So the engine gets smaller, gets lighter, gets more efficient.
You could put a small block Chevy V8 in your Del Sol and still close the hood because the cylinder heads are short enough.
I like this idea a lot. Problem is the cost of those heads costs twice what I paid for that car.
Yeah.
So you got a new toy in today. So now you can put this back together. You've got
overhead valve spring compressor.
For this kind of engine.
Overhead cam valve spring compressor. Yeah. They sell these, like when you go to the auto parts store, you're like, you need to rent a valve spring compressor. They'll give you this claw puller tool looking thing, which is great if you have a small block Chevy or a small block Ford. But these, because the lifters sit in these little pockets and the spring sits in the center of all that, you can't get the claw puller tool around. And yeah, maybe sometimes you can get over here or something, but there's no easy way to do that. So that thing, it's basically some mounting hardware, a fulcrum point, and a lever, and you put this little cup over it that has some holes in the sides, and then you pull down on the lever and it compresses the spring, and those holes in the sides of the cup allow you to take some needle nose and push the keepers in. Okay. Let up on the lever and just put back together.
All right. Well, get hogging. We'll get this done. We'll get to see you use that nifty new tool.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Cool.
You're rolling.
Okay. We hot? IRC, you got a copy?
Going out.
We're going out?
Going out.
Cool. What camera am I on?
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. Mark! 14:43 hours and welcome to Viewer Mail here at the Geek Group. Hi there guys, I'm Chris Boden and you're not. I have a thing from the other day that I gotta wrap up. Blind Brad Wilmot, sent in a note with the thing that he sent, and I didn't get to read the note because it ended up in the box, so I wanted to wrap this up. Here's his note from Blind Brad Wilmot. Chris, here's your radio for the fire truck. Everything is here except the mounting bracket. There's a mic clip on the back of the mic if there isn't one already on the truck's dash. The radio is programmed with your handheld frequencies in channels 1 to 16 and GRFD channels 1 to 3 in 17 and 19. Before the commenters start whining, the GRFD channels are pre-programmed as receive only, so that we can't talk and we don't get in trouble with the fire department, because that would be bad. Also included are some generic Allen Bradley type switches that we end up not using. There's a key switch, a push button e-stop switch named Let's Do This Thing, Rock and Roll, and Oh Fuck We're All Gonna Die, respectively. Make sure you use the included short UHF antenna and radio, not the long VHF one. I've seen the finals on a whole fleet of Max Tracks get destroyed by a PD I worked with once. Something else of note. A lot of people commented on the e-stop that he sent that I opened up. Do not buy us and send us those e-stop buttons. The ones we need are a specific Allen Bradley size. It's the big hole, not the little hole. We have a pile of boxes donated by Stalin, like metric shit ton of boxes for e-stop buttons all around the lab. We have the enclosures. The enclosures are sized to the standard, like about this big. I will show you in today's blog, Allen Bradley button. They come in 2 sizes. If you send the little ones, they won't fit the big holes. I also have an agreement with a local GR company who has a big ass box of these sitting there that they will sell us for pennies on the dollar, because if you price them out, they're about 80 bucks a piece to buy new. I can get them for like 10, maybe 5 bucks a piece doing that thing I do. So let me work this. Please don't waste your money buying $80 buttons that I can get for 5 bucks a piece. We don't need them to be shiny and new. We can use the crufty, shitty old ones because they work just as well. All right, with that, das ist der box. It's, I hear, from the Cliftons. So let's check it out. Is this a note? By the way, there's a special place in hell for people to put notes taped to the side of the box. That is not a note. Cool. Some of you have done this in the past where you'll tape the note to the side of the box. Don't do that. Put the note in the box. By the way, IRC, we have a VIP tour happening through here at the moment. I have no idea who the hell they are, but they're wearing nice shoes. So if you would please, give me a roll call with name, age, and location. Oh, hey, this ain't viewer mail. It's come back to us. You want to see something awesome? Check this out. We had a cool kid, Geek Group member, student, all-around awesome guy who wanted to go off to film school. Turns out film school costs a couple bucks. So, because we are sweetness and light, we helped him out. Remember when you guys donated $12,000 in a single day so we could upgrade all the cameras? Well, we had the original old cameras still laying around. So, what we did was we sold one of the cameras to him at an amazingly low cost. And I even arranged monthly payments with the guy because he's cool, he's a Geek Group member, and well, I'm a sucker for a hard luck case. So we sent him off the camera, he made his payments every month, he was a good little boy, did it absolutely by the book, and he's about to graduate school and he doesn't need the camera anymore. He's like, you know what? I'm going to send it back. We'll just count it as rent. I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. That's pretty cool. So now this camera is back where if you're an intern at the Geek Group, you can come and use a real legit camera. And this isn't like your $300 camcorder. This is a JVC GY-HM100U camera. There's the book. This is the manual for it. It's a book. I don't even know what the hell that is. But this is the HM100U that started all the Geek Group videos. This is where it began for the big production videos. And if you're an intern here at the Geek Group, you can use this camera as a training device. It will be back in service presently. So, thank you, sir. Congratulations on graduating. We're very proud of you. You did good. You sent it back. Everything's in the box. And red, the original red, is back in service. That's it for viewer mail today. You guys get rocking on the roll call. We'll be checking in with the IRC as things progress. In the meantime, enjoy following the VIPs because they're fresh meat. They've never been in here before and they're not used to being on 160 cameras. Bonus points if you can tell me what each of them paid for their house before they leave. You guys have fun. I'm Chris Boden and we'll be back after this.
In several states in the USA, it's still legal for an employer to discriminate against an employee based on sexual preference and orientation. Being gay, lesbian, or transgender is a fireable offense, and that's bullshit. So,
give me your twinks, your bears, your lipstick lesbians yearning to code PHP. Give me your dykes, your kinksters, your furries, and transgenders looking for more. Send these, the rainbowed sparkly code poets to me. Compile with us. We don't care whom you adore.
seriously folks, are you LGBTQ or a champion for their cause? Do you have mad web developing skills? Then we want to talk to you. Visit this link and fill out an application today. Where you are in the world doesn't matter, so get in touch. Straight, bigoted asshats need not apply. In fact, we'll laugh at you if you do.
So what you got, Moose?
Signs. So many signs.
Oh, wow. There's one for everything. That's cool. That's really neat. Now we got to get the e-stop buttons in here.
I'm working on it, but I learned that if I hang up signs, people read them.
This is good.
Look, more signs.
There's more signs. They should be framed and stuff. More signs.
Actually, I was thinking of getting one of those tabletop laminating machines
Okay.
and just laminating the signs and hanging them up.
I like that idea. It's simple, it's efficient.
Yeah.
I like simple and efficient. Huge fan.
Don't need a fancy frame for that.
Not These have been grinding parts all day. What's the count? What do you got? So I hear Lavelle's coming out this weekend.
Possibly.
Okay, if he does, make sure that I ask him about frog loop.
Frog loop.
He'll know.
Okay.
So how many you got of what?
130 right now. I'm probably gonna get about 140 out of the rest of this, and
This is cranks?
yeah, just crank wheels.
Okay.
That's cool. These are about done for right now. We got another op to do tomorrow.
And then tomorrow we start on flywheels?
I'm gonna actually start on flywheels tonight.
That would be cool. That'd be, because all you gotta do is mix that jaws.
Yes.
Do it. That'll be exciting. If you do it early enough, I'll get it in the blog. That'd be way cool. Faster, faster. Oh, God. So we're done with all the hogging? Yep, now you're on to the finishing? Yep. These go off to the machine shop tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Here's the exhaust. All done.
Oh, it's so sexy.
Stick your finger in there.
Let me just stick my finger up in here. Ooh, yeah. Hang on, I think I can get. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, it gets a little tight when you get in there. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I can feel the funny thing up in there. Let me just. I like to go in and so you get in there and you hook over to the side. Just Boop. That's quite lovely. So now it's all ported.
Yep. So just do this, take the rough edges out. Sometimes there's a little
See,
bit
if
of bumps left.
you'd have told me about this when I was 16, man, I had a lot of practice. I could have had a whole totally different line of work.
Yeah.
Because that's high school for me right there.
I've spent hundreds of hours doing this with my fingers.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah,
how
and
good you
to
get.
do it on engines as well. Shit, man, you get paid for that.
This I have to push really hard. So
Yeah, you got to. So you're building muscles. It's
Yeah.
a usable skill.
I can go for hours.
So Doogie likes it when you do that.
Yeah,
Okay. I had a feeling.
especially with the sandpaper.
I noticed the difference is when Doogie does it, his hands. If you look over here, this is what I've noticed. Put your hand out there. When Doogie does it, his fingers get all slimy and wet. Now I come over here, and you're doing it, and you got shit all over your fingers. I think you're doing it on the exhaust ports. That's the problem. I know when I do it on the exhaust ports, I always get shit on my fingers. We could do this all day. But the internet, they love you and your cute little skirt.
That's the only time they'll ever get that ever again.
The internet.
If someone
they love you,
donates
Batman.
enough, they get to see what's under it.
Oh.
It's the only time I'm gonna wear it when I have like all my
That
Batman
is so
underwears.
awesome.
So when I get a psychopath like you lifting up my skirt.
Hey, I killed Chuck McPhee, dude. I'll
I
never
know
do
you
that
did.
again. I tell you that. That's like Vietnam, man. I've seen things. Okay, that's all I can say about that. I killed Chuck McPhee, and I've seen things. What the fuck is that? Hey, McPhee!
I mean, KC.
KC! Yeah, see, now you got McPhee stuck in my head. KC, come here.
Yeah.
What the fuck are all of those?
Bronze.
Huh?
Bronze.
For what?
Roller lights.
What is
Oh.
that? What is all that bronze for? That's a lot of bronze. Is that all the pistons?
It's all the pistons and the bushings.
Out of the same stock.
Out of the same
Okay,
stuff.
that's a lot. That's a
But we
lot of
needed-
bronze.
3.5 inches of bronze per unit.
Yeah.
350 inches.
Okay. Cool. Drilling the holes yet? You be drilling holes.
Gotta make a spacer for the latch.
Jesus, this is really far down.
Huh?
Are you filming?
No?
Oh.
Maybe?
Is that the one you wanted to scrap?
It's scrap?
Yeah.
Put it in the autopsy set.
Where?
Studio C? Yeah, that's autopsy material. You can't just throw that away. There's stuff there.
Nice shirt.
You can't see it, but it's in there and it's cool. It's really neat. There's stuff happening. I want to show you.
I'm probably going a little fast for this, but I'm too lazy to change out the belt.
You're off. You could center punch now. That could be a thing that happens.
had a full set of transfer punches, it'd be easy. I only have,
I
like,
remember when we used to have a set of transfer. You don't need a transfer punch for that. You don't need a transfer punch
That'd
for
make
that.
it easy to find the exact center of that.
Yeah, just center punch. You'll be fine.
But see, with the Sharpie marks, I'd be eyeballing it just like I am with the drill anyway, so. So that. Anyway.
You made a plate.
Yep.
Nothing. The internet just loves you because you're making steam engines.
So this is what happens when you use the wrong tool for the job. And that's not a crash or anything like that. It's just the wrong grade insert for the material. That is specifically designed for aluminum. It's what I had to use on stainless, and in about 10 parts, it took in so much heat that it just evaporated.
Whose insert was it?
Iscar.
You did that to an Iscar tool?
I did.
You're a bad man.
I know.
That's what happens when you use a
Rick
product.
pointed me in the right direction.
Okay, so Rick got you all sorted out. You got way better inserts now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Alright.
It's the end. It's the end cut. Let's take a break. That comes back. There it goes again. That falls down. There you go. And then we shut down, back out, reset the part.
Oops. A bit of that freaking Tourette's, not Tourette's, Parkinson's.
Love that part.
Wait just a moment, I'll show you right in here where I think you can set a camera.
I'm not going to do it with that one today. We'll get there though. I'll get video inside there sometime soon.
Okay.
so bad.
Get lots of landing pads.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Alright, so I have freshly programmed radio that has never worked with this helicopter before. I have a completely untrimmed helicopter. And I have a room full of crap. And oh yeah, I have one helicopter.
It'll be fine. You've flown a helicopter lots of times.
Listen, now.
Are you going to do it?
Maybe? Oh! Okay, I remember the Vulcan nerve pinch. For binding the nano, you gotta hold bind and hold this all the way to the rudder.
Ah.
You got throttle? Throttle hold works. I like to. Okay. You ready? First flight of the year. I did like a 10-second flight yesterday. This is the first real thing. Hey, battery. Flying in a space this tiny feels kind of like a cow in a little corral box they use where they're milking them like they're milking stuff. Mm-hmm. Especially with all the crap in there. Alright, pick a table.
What?
Pick a table.
Hold up.
Huh?
I'm trying to be a smart ass and do like some little tiny thing. But no, the round one.
Around over there?
Yeah. Looking, trying to see what technically is a table.
Next table? You said I had a lot of things to land on here.
Oh.
What table?
That one.
Over there?
Yeah. What, 9 o'clock? No, not 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock? Yeah.
Wasn't a very good line. Next?
Back to the start?
Huh?
Back to the start.
Back to here?
Yeah. Directly behind you.
Directly behind me?
Yeah, table right there. It's tight quarters, but
Throttle works. That table?
yeah. It said pick a table. You didn't say pick a clear table.
been a while.
Guessing brushless?
Huh?
Brushless?
No, not on this one.
Okay, thank God.
I landed. I'm on the table. That was ugly.
Ooh.
I'm flying. I'm flying.
We're at the little display area. The
What?
little photo shoot area. The two walls.
Are you fucking nuts? I can barely see that.
It's nice and big. There you go. Now the master control table.
I'm alright. I'm flying. I'm flying. Flying. Now what? Where?
Master control table up there.
Upstairs?
Yeah. Yeah. You got some interesting drafts. Alright.
I got a problem.
Yeah?
Battery went dead. I didn't have the timer programmed right under yet, so I was like, timer, oh, fuck. Alright, that was a full battery. Had a couple little bumps, but we're alright. And the helicopter is none the worse for wear. I didn't even nick up the blades. Look at that. Canopy's still good, landing gear's good. We flew. I believe you. I can get it up through the thing, but I can't land where I can't see.
You can.
I can land in places I can't see, yes. But in doing that, especially in master control, it makes finding the damn helicopter really hard because I can land it in master control.
There's
yes.
literally a table right across from that gap.
I know how that ends.
You just gotta go in about, I don't know, 5 feet and land.
Let's test this.
What you do.
You don't lose your helicopter. If you're up for a challenge. Gyros, do you think?
Dodgy battery or dodgy connector?
Dodgy connector. We'll put the battery back in. See what happens. Now, what I think I could do that would actually be a pretty substantial challenge would be to take off from here. The fuck landed up there. I can land in Studio C.
Now, does that involve you going through the...
I gotta get the helicopter to take off there, come through here, down to the main hole and see. You gotta turn on the lights and see.
It's so dark.
Okay, let's do this. Alright. We're going to take off there. We're going to fly down here. We might even fly into there. And then we're going to land on the viewer mail set, which is only 2 feet wide. Let's do this. And we only have 4 minutes of battery. And this is a much tinier hole when you're in it. Come on.
Woo!
Settle down. Nice and mellow. Fly out there a little bit as we can. Shit. Fail! Well, it was either that or it was hitting the wall, and I'd rather have to take a little break.
Important thing, you landed it up here.
I did land it up here.
That, what? 15-foot drop? Would have been good.
Alright, now let's get, oh, nice big opener. Lots of room.
Land it in the bucket.
Big sky. Huh?
Land it in the bucket.
In the what bucket?
Yeah, bucket right there,
The
man.
bucket's got water in it.
Ah.
The roof leaks in here. Did it. Boom! That's my strutting right there. Did it. Yeah, I couldn't get this switch in time. You're on viewer mail. I'm on viewer mail?
Yeah.
Oh, you switched to the camera?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody can watch us right now. They're doing shit with the live stream. I put it on manual. No, like it's not on the other end. I landed the helicopter somewhere I can't see. You're welcome. I did that. I think it'd be really cool to fly it, you know.
With the big ass wire in the middle.
The wire would make it hell. Cause you just tap that wire. Ain't no glide path, you know. Found it.
Ah.
I'm scared of the dark. Guys! Can't funny anymore. Oh, it's blue tail.
Ah.
Angry. Try that again.
Just like a soft blue dot.
It's a pale blue dot.
Oh, it's because we're in the dark and it's like, what the fuck is focus?
So they can watch it fly.
Come on. Come on.
What?
Focus.
Good luck.
It's back. You gotta trim the pom-poms.
Oh god, no. This little thing is twitchy as hell, and if you run into anything with it, it just instantly crashes. See if we can make it all the way to the MDH, till the battery dies. One door. I have one door. We're in the big room! Hi, Louis. Not for nothing, but if you touch that, it hurts.
We'll just get caught in his beard.
Nothing, but if that touches me, it hurts.
I did it! Alright, now I'm gonna land it.
You dented it.
Huh?
You dented it.
Not surprised.
Probably did worse to the helicopter than I did to your cat. Alright, you guys have fun. That's the first helicopter flight of the year. And that's today's Captain's Blog. We'll be back tomorrow with more fun, adventure, and blatant homoeroticism.